startup, or self-destruction, the brutal truth in Tej Pandya's own words. Have you ever heard someone say, "I'm quitting my job to start my own company"? In that moment, their eyes shine with excitement, their heart beats with passion, and their face glows with a strange sense of freedom. But a few months later, that same face reflects exhaustion, stress, and loneliness. The person who once risked everything for a dream now wonders, did I make the right choice? That's the moment when a startup stops being a dream and turns into a game of survival. Today, we'll dive deep into this subject. But before we begin, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update on our latest videos. So, without further delay, let's get started. This isn't the story of just one person. It's the story of thousands of young people who believed that launching a startup meant taking full control of their lives. But the harsh reality is that 9 out of 10 startups fail. And surprisingly, most of them don't fail because of their product or idea. They fail because their founders break down halfway through. That's exactly what Tej Pandya, the founder of Growizy AI, wrote in a heartfelt LinkedIn post. He said, "The biggest battle in a startup is not with the business, but with yourself." According to him, most founders live in a constant illusion. The next feature will fix everything. The next marketing campaign will bring customers. The next investor will change it all. But that next never really comes. And in that endless wait, years pass by, leaving behind only the weight of uncertainty and an ocean of fatigue. Tej's words strike a chord with everyone who believes that startups mean wealth, freedom, and fame. He says, there's no guarantee of success, but the guarantee of uncertainty is absolute. Just imagine the life of a young founder, waking up at 6 a.m. to refine a pitch deck, spending the entire day on calls, meetings, and replying to investors' emails, and then motivating the team late at night even when their own spirit is breaking. The bank balance keeps dropping, but hope remains high, and sometimes that very hope becomes a trap that founders unknowingly get caught in. Tej Pandya writes, "In the world of startups, every day is a battle. The morning begins with hope, and the night ends with questions." He describes how there comes a time when you feel the world is moving ahead, while you're stuck in place. Your friends are getting married, buying new cars, traveling to Europe, and you're sitting in front of an Excel sheet, calculating expenses, wondering how to pay next month's salaries. The hardest part of being a founder is the need to look strong in front of the team, investors, and even family. But inside, they're falling apart a little more every day. Tej says, most startups don't die because of their products. They die because their founders break down. And that breakdown isn't just financial. It's mental, emotional, and physical exhaustion all at once. Every morning, the founder walks into the office with a smile. But deep inside, one question echoes, how long can I keep going? The most haunting line in Tej Pandya's post was this: life doesn't wait for you. Meaning, while you're lost chasing your dream, real life starts asking for its dues. Your parents' expectations, unpaid bills, health issues, and strained relationships, all coming at you at once. And amidst all of this, the founder is expected to stay positive. They inspire others, but no one inspires them. In the world of startups, everyone talks about funding, pitch decks, and product market fit. But no one talks about what happens at 3 a.m. when sleep won't come, when an investor's email says no, or when a key team member suddenly quits. No one talks about the silence, the fear, or the feeling of being completely alone at the top of your own dream. Tej captures it perfectly. A startup isn't just work, it's a mental examination. It teaches you how to stay calm when everything around you is chaos. Today, millions of Indians dream of building their own startups. By 2025, India is expected to have over 1 lakh registered startups. But how many truly understand that 90% of them will never reach their destination? Because failure doesn't just come from a lack of funding. It comes from the lack of mental endurance, the ability to keep smiling even after every setback. For many founders, their personal lives change completely. They postpone marriage, drift away from family, and stop meeting friends. Their entire existence revolves around one mission: to survive, not to live. Every month, some founders give up. Some slip into depression. Some return quietly to corporate jobs, and others simply disappear without noise, without recognition. No one makes documentaries about them. No one asks what price they paid to chase their dreams, or how deeply they fought before breaking down. Tej Pandya writes, "Entrepreneurship isn't a test of ideas. It's a test of endurance." In his post, he posed one haunting question: can you keep your illusion alive long enough for it to become reality? It's a beautiful question, but also a painful one, because it's that very illusion, that fragile belief, that gives founders the strength to rise again after every failure. Today, India's startup ecosystem is growing rapidly. Governments are rolling out schemes like Startup India to provide funding and incentives. But behind these glossy policies lies another world, one of loneliness, burnout, and exhaustion. It's a world where every single day is a battle against investors' expectations, customers' demands, and your own fears. According to Tej Pandya, every founder lives two lives, one that the world sees on social media, and one that silently unfolds within. On social media, they shine with tags like CEO, founder, and visionary. But in the darkness of the night, that same person often wonders, was it really worth it? An entrepreneur once said, "People think starting a startup is bravery, but in reality, it's madness. Waking up every morning and convincing yourself to try again when everything fell apart yesterday, that's true courage." And that's the truth. Because in the startup world, every day is the death of hope and the rebirth of courage. Tej Pandya's words carry another deep truth. Most people don't fail because their idea was wrong, but because their spirit broke. He explains that when you work for months without a salary, when your bank balance hits zero, the only thing left is faith. And if that starts to shake, the story ends right there. Today, every major Indian city, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, Delhi, has become a startup hub. Every corner is witnessing the birth of a new idea. But behind each new idea lies an untold story of struggle, uncertainty, and someone who kept their dream alive even when everything seemed lost. In the startup world, everyone celebrates success, but no one mourns failure. The voices of the 90% who lose are often drowned in the noise of those who win. But perhaps that's the real difference between success and failure. Winners are not the ones who never fall, but the ones who rise again. The ones who find hope even inside illusion. At the end of Tej Pandya's post, there was one line that touched the hearts of thousands of entrepreneurs. If you fall every day, but rise again the next morning, you're already a winner. That line isn't just inspirational, it's reality. Because the real victory isn't of the idea, but of the individual. The startup world may look glamorous from the outside, but inside, it's brutal. Behind every smile hides stress. Behind every press release lies a sleepless night. And behind every funding announcement are hundreds of rejection letters.
हमारी वीडियो ने आपको कुछ नया सिखाया हो तो इसे लाइक और शेयर करना न भूलें ताकि ये जानकारी औरों तक भी पहुंच सके। आपके लाइक और शेयर हमारे लिए प्रेरणा का स्रोत है। अगर आपके पास कोई सवाल या सुझाव है तो कृपया हमें कमेंट में जरूर बताएं। आपके सवालों का जवाब देना और सुझावों को सुनना हमारे लिए गर्व की बात होगी। और हां, अगर आपको हमारा कंटेंट पसंद आ रहा है तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन दबाएं ताकि आप हर नई कहानी से जुड़े रहें। धन्यवाद। जीआरटी बिजनेस यूट्यूब चैनल खबरों का स्रोत विभिन्न समाचार एजेंसियों, जनमत और अन्य सार्वजनिक स्रोतों से प्राप्त करता है। हमारा प्रयास रहता है कि हर रिपोर्ट और सारांश सटीक और सत्यापित हो, लेकिन किसी भी विवाद या त्रुटि के लिए हम जिम्मेदार नहीं हैं। हमारा उद्देश्य केवल आपको सटीक जानकारी प्रदान करना है।